down because she's like chilled as usual. Typical girl, typical boy. Hey. So I found out I was pregnant at, I think probably 6 weeks, and I had a bit of a strange little bleed a couple of weeks later. And while it wasn't serious at all, I was a bit concerned, so I chatted to the doctor and she took a couple of tests. And then she phoned me and she said, I'd like you to come in. Don't worry, it's nothing serious, but just routine, let's check you out. And I went in and she said, I've called you in because your levels of some hormone are really high. I think you're having twins. And I thought, oh my goodness. And so we went and had the scan, and there were two little babies there. And your feelings are mixed because obviously it's a lot to take in. You immediately think about the complications of it, how stressful it's going to be, how costly it's going to be. But then it's mixed with so much excitement because it's unique and it's exciting, and as people say, it's a double blessing, and it's cool. So we were excited, but of course then you sort of start having to get your mind around everything else. I think for me, one of the biggest things to get my head around was how I was going to carry two of them. And I still haven't quite got it. I mean, you can see you don't actually ever really carry two of them. And how to divide your love and your attention between two of them. But that part happens naturally. I think it was worse than my pregnancy with my 2-year-old. Both times I've been very morning sick. But the crazy thing about the twin pregnancy was that I got so big so quickly. So they say that in pregnancy, the second trimester is like the happy trimester. You feel good, you're no longer sick, and you get lots of energy and stuff. I skipped that trimester. I just went straight from morning sickness to feeling huge and uncomfortable. Twins is tricky. It's definitely tricky having two babies to deal with. They don't cry at the same time. They don't wake at the same time. Sometimes they cry at the same time a lot, and that's also very unpleasant. The one good thing about them being in the ICU was that they've got them on a really good routine, so at least they kind of get hungry at the same time. But I think that I've got a lot coming my way because they're still very small, they still sleep a lot. I think when they get bigger, I'm going to have a lot to deal with. But there's a fantastic book that I would recommend that any mom who's going to have twins would get. It's called What to Do When You're Having Two. And it's a basic step-by-step guide to everything from nappies and feeding and the pregnancy to time in the ICU. Someone said to me that it's probably not that related to children, but it is really important, is that your relationship with your partner is the most important part of your family. And if you don't work on that, as well as just concentrating on your children, that love is the foundation of your relationship. And I think especially when you're having twins, they take up so much more time, they take up so much more energy, and you need so much more support. That relationship is so important. So I would say to anyone, single moms is a different story, and I admire them. I take my hat off to any single moms. Hey.